spellbound portals, fear traversing to the great beyond. Welcome to my ghost stories by This Week Down the Rabbit Hole, where I, your enigmatic host, DT Critic, share with you some of the most terrifying and true horror stories from around the globe, meant to entice and excite you as you prepare for the other side. Today, I have a very special story for you. It's the Portugal Nightmare, about a ghost that has been haunting the internet for years. Her name is Teresa Fidalgo, and she's said to appear on the roads of Portugal, hitchhiking and asking for a ride. But beware, if you pick her up, you might regret it for the rest of your life, or whatever's left of it. The story of Teresa Fidalgo begins in 1983, when a young woman named Teresa was driving with her friends on a road near Sintra, Portugal. They were having fun, laughing and joking, when suddenly they saw a figure standing on the side of a road. It was a girl wearing a white dress and holding a backpack. She looked pale and lost, so they decided to stop and offer her a ride. She got in the back seat next to Teresa and thanked them. She said her name was also Teresa and that she was going to her grandmother's house. As they drove along, they tried to make conversation with the girl, but she was very quiet and distant. She only answered in short sentences, and sometimes she didn't answer at all. She seemed to be staring out of the window as if looking for something. The friends felt uneasy, but they didn't want to be rude, so they kept driving. After a while, they reached a curve in a road where there was a sign that said, "Danger." The driver slowed down, but the girl suddenly spoke up. She pointed at the sign and said, "This is where I had an accident and died." The friends were shocked and confused. They looked at her in disbelief, but she didn't seem to be joking. She had a serious and sad expression on her face. She continued, "It was on this day, 20 years ago. I was hitchhiking with two other girls when a car stopped and offered us a ride. We got in, but we didn't know that the driver was drunk. He lost control of the car and crashed into a tree. We all died on impact." The friends didn't know what to say or do. They thought she was crazy or playing a prank on them. They wanted to get rid of her as soon as possible, but they were too scared to stop the car or confront her. They just kept driving, hoping she would get off soon, but she didn't. She kept talking about her death and how she felt when she died, how she saw her body lying on the ground, and how she couldn't find peace in the afterlife. She said that she was trapped on that road, looking for someone to take her home. The friends were terrified by her words. They felt a cold chill running down their spines. They glanced at each other nervously, wondering what to do. They tried to ignore her, but she wouldn't stop talking. She started to get angry and impatient. She raised her voice and said, "Why are you not listening to me? Why are you not taking me home? Don't you care about me? Don't you feel sorry for me?" She then grabbed Teresa by the hair and pulled her head back. Teresa screamed in pain and fear. She tried to free herself from the girl's grip, but she was too strong. The driver and the other friend panicked and tried to help her, but they couldn't reach her from the front seat. They also lost control of the car and swerved off the road. The car hit a rock and flipped over several times before landing upside down in a ditch. There was blood everywhere. The friends were unconscious or dead. The girl in white got out of the car, unharmed. She looked at the wreckage with a smile on her face. She said, "Thank you for taking me home." She then walked away from the scene and disappeared into the night. After the tragic accident, word spread like wildfire about the encounter with Teresa Fidalgo. The surviving friend, who wasn't present during the horrifying ordeal, was devastated to learn about the fate of his companions. He was consumed with guilt, feeling that if he had been there, he might have prevented the tragedy. To cope with his grief, he shared the chilling tale with anyone who would listen, hoping that by keeping the memory of his friends alive, he might find some solace. As the legend grew, more and more people claimed to have encountered Teresa Fidalgo on that treacherous road. Some shared harrowing stories of narrowly escaping her wrath, while others spoke of their own eerie experiences while driving in the area. The legend took on a life of its own, and soon the tale of the ghostly hitchhiker became synonymous with fear and dread among the locals. With the legend of Teresa Fidalgo captivating the imaginations of people worldwide, it wasn't long before it caught the attention of paranormal investigators. Among them was a seasoned investigator named Dr. Amelia Holloway, renowned for her fearless pursuit of the truth behind supernatural occurrences. Upon hearing of Teresa Fidalgo, Dr. Holloway became obsessed with uncovering the truth behind the legend. Armed with her equipment and a team of researchers, she set out to explore the haunted road near Sintra, hoping to capture evidence of the ghostly hitchhiker. As they ventured into the darkness, the air became charged with an unsettling energy, and the team's unease grew with each step they took. Dr. Holloway's team combed the area. They began to experience strange occurrences. Lights flickered without explanation, and their cameras malfunctioned at crucial moments. Despite the eerie happenings, they pressed on, determined to unravel the mystery. During one fateful night, as they reviewed their video footage, they were shocked to discover something spine-chilling. In the background of one of the recordings, a faint figure in a white dress appeared for a brief moment, sending shivers down their spines. Was it Teresa Fidalgo? Was this undeniable proof of her existence? Convinced they were close to unlocking the truth, Dr. Holloway and her team returned to the haunted road for one final investigation. They decided to recreate the circumstances of the original encounter, hoping to communicate with Teresa Fidalgo and offer her the peace she so desperately sought. As they drove, they called out to her, beckoning her to come forth. The atmosphere thickened, and the night seemed to grow darker. Suddenly, they felt a presence in the car, a cold breeze that sent shivers down their spines. The temperature dropped significantly, and the windows fogged up with ethereal handprints. In the midst of their fear and awe, a chilling voice pierced through the darkness. It was a voice that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. Echoing with sorrow and desperation, the voice spoke of pain, regret, and the torment of being trapped between two worlds. Dr. Holloway realized that Teresa Fidalgo's spirit was indeed present, but she was not seeking revenge or harm. Instead, the ghostly hitchhiker was issuing a warning, an otherworldly plea for drivers to be cautious on that treacherous road. Her tragic fate served as a haunting reminder of the dangers of reckless driving, especially at a site plagued by the paranormal. Through their encounters with Teresa Fidalgo, Dr. Holloway and her team pieced together the road's grim secret. The area had long been cursed by a malevolent force, which seemed to feed on the sorrow and despair of those who perished on its curves. Teresa Fidalgo was but one of many souls trapped in its clutches, forever reliving the trauma of their final moments. As they concluded their investigation, Dr. Holloway vowed to bring attention to the road's dangers, hoping to prevent further accidents and save innocent lives from falling victim to the cursed stretch. Whether Teresa Fidalgo was a restless spirit, a fictional creation, or a manifestation of collective fear, her story has left an indelible mark on those who heard it. The tale of the ghostly hitchhiker served as a chilling reminder of the fragile line between life and death, and the profound impact our actions can have on others. As for Dr. Amelia Holloway, she continued her pursuit of the unknown, seeking answers to other paranormal mysteries. But the memory of Teresa Fidalgo's haunting plea stayed with her, a constant reminder of the darkness that lurks in the shadows. So, dear viewers, we conclude this chapter of our Ghost Story series. Remember to tread carefully on your journeys through life, for you never know what spectral encounters may await you. We just told you the story of Teresa Fidalgo, one of the most famous and frightening ghosts on the internet. Some people say that she is real, and that they have seen her on the road, asking for a ride. Some people say that she is fake, and this is just a hoax created by a filmmaker who made a short video about her in 2003. Some people say that she is both, and that she is a manifestation of the collective fear and fascination with death and the paranormal. What do you think? Is Teresa Fidalgo real or not? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more scary stories. Until next time, this is your host, DT Critic, saying, stay safe and stay spooky, my ethereal friends.